Now, all of us want to have a good home internet experience, and a majority of us still don't have adequate equipment in our home. We might have updated to NBN and we've got a faster connection coming in and out of the house. But then we plug in the rubbish router that was given to us ISP, and then we wonder why we can't actually get decent quality of service in the home with our Wi-Fi experience, all the connected devices connecting to it. Well, you need a better piece of equipment. Now, one company that has been working very hard to improve that experience for many of us is D-Link, and we have the Managing Director of D-Link for Australia and New Zealand joining us today. Graeme Reardon, how are you today, sir?
Very well, thanks, Charlie. How are you?
I'm good. It's good to have a chat to you. You've got this new Wi-Fi 6 router. It looks from the spec sheet that it's got all the bells and whistles in it, and it appears as well that for a purchase price of just under $500, I can basically put a floor under my bandwidth experience and ensure that devices I've got today and I'm going to connect in the future are going to have a great connectivity experience for me in my home. Is that correct?
That's exactly right. These new products that support the new and latest generation of Wi-Fi called Wi-Fi 6. Some people have heard of 802.11ax. It's the new way of talking about Wi-Fi standards. So Wi-Fi 6 is the latest and greatest, and basically improves your speed quite tremendously, in fact. But also your range, and in fact saves you power on your power bill as well. So we're very excited about it.
The 5400 version is the one I want to focus on mainly today. It's got a number of things that are built into this, but straight off the top, I wanted to understand a couple of things with you. Where we have people working from home today, and we've got other members of the family connecting to the internet today, it's brought a new challenge within the home because there's a certain amount of bandwidth and everybody wants access to it. And I might be, for example, on a Zoom video call or a Teams video call. And it's pretty important that I maintain a good quality of connection to that video call. Now, I might have a teenager in the house who believes it's pretty important that his Fortnite game has a smooth experience as well. But with this product, you've got the ability to assign whose connection is going to be prioritized. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, that's right. I hear you loud and clear here, Charlie. As I think I mentioned on your show before, I have 5 children, all boys, all love their electronic equipment, and so I too have the exact same concerns when having a Zoom call or a Teams call, as you said, at home, where we're obviously working from time to time at the moment. So one of the big benefits of Wi-Fi 6 is that it really focuses on the in-home experience. As more and more devices come out, and you're probably already using something in your home or on your person that uses Wi-Fi 6 already, such as the iPhone 11 range, the current generation of Samsung Galaxy and Note 10s all support Wi-Fi 6. But you probably don't have a router that supports it at this stage. So having that functionality of what's called quality of service, and simply being able to drag let's say your PC that you're working on or your laptop in your study into that highest level of quality of service via a very simple drag and drop mechanism effectively guarantees that you'll get the most bandwidth, even if 2 or 3 or 1 of your kids are playing online, playing games at the same time, which is very, very useful, as you know.
If I'm Etherneted to the router and they're Etherneted as well, does that QoS benefit still exist?
Certainly does. It's basically throughput through the router, so it's assigning the majority or the greatest amount of bandwidth out to your internet connection for the device, whether it's via Wi-Fi or via Ethernet.
Sometimes as parents, we need to determine that there has been enough gameplay, there's been enough streaming onto the tablet, there's been enough engagement with the internet for our kids. And one of the ways that psychologists who are experts in this area say the best way to turn that off is to gain access to the router and choke the data to that device that you want to stop from engaging with the internet. Does this product have the ability to do that in a simple manner?
Yeah, you can. I prefer a very simple method, and that's obviously if they don't listen, then it goes off. So, one of the benefits of our product is that you can tell Google Home, for example, or an Alexa Show or an Alexa Echo, for example, that you might have for it to turn off Wi-Fi for that particular child. So you can set up schedules so that at 6 p.m., for example, when they should be doing the homework, the internet connection goes off for that particular device. So it gives you a lot of flexibility, and certainly something that my wife loves as well. Usually I'm not home till after 6, and so she loves being able to just turn it off at any one time and have the kids go and either have dinner or do their homework as need be.
It's quite sudden, the stoppage when that occurs, but it is effective, and that's something that obviously many parents probably need to learn and understand a bit better. Talk to me about range of the Wi-Fi with this product, for example, compared to maybe something we could have looked at a similar price point 3 or 4 years ago. I am putting more connected devices in my home today than I ever have been before, and some of those devices are security cameras, for example. They may be further from the router than I've ever connected a device before, and I want range as well as speed. Are we going to get that with this?
Yeah, we're certainly going to see an improvement in range and definitely a big improvement in speed. Without going too technical, there's 2 key bits of technology that come forward in Wi-Fi 6 or that are enhanced in Wi-Fi 6. One is called orthogonal frequency division multiple access, for those that enjoy such acronyms, or OFDMA, and the other one is QAM. And what that effectively gives is just that QAM 1024 bit gives you an extra 25% increase in speed, but the OFDMA also increases range. Even on your existing 2.4 gigahertz connections, which are generally your older devices, your printers, a lot of cameras, like you said, still use 2.4 gigahertz to get the range that you need. So Wi-Fi 6, unlike Wi-Fi 5, or as most people remember, 802.11ac, that was purely focused on 5 gigahertz, whereas Wi-Fi 6 actually enhances not only 5, but also 2.4 as well. So you are going to get better range, and you're going to get much better speed on both bands as well that you use.
So Wi-Fi 6, it's an improvement on new devices, but also what you're saying is it's actually going to improve things across the board with the connected experience in the home by adding that product. Is that correct?
It is. I mean, the big thing that we're seeing over the last few years is the increase in devices in the home. One of the first questions we ask customers is when they're looking for a new router is, number one, usually, how big is your home? Is it an apartment? Is it a sort of a standard, 2 or 3 bedroom home, or is it a 2 or 3 story home, or 4 or 5 stories like yours, Charlie? And then how many devices do you need to support not only today, but into the future as well? And most people, when they really stop and think about, okay, how many devices do I have right now? It's not just my phones. It's not just the tablets. It's not just the laptops and PCs. It's also, for example, the game consoles. It's also the Google Chromecasts. It's also the Google Homes and the Alexa Echoes, and all of these smart home devices that are now coming out onto the market. And the average today is around 20 devices, and it's exponentially increasing. So you need to think about, well, if I continue doing what I'm doing over the next 3 or 4 years, which is about the average lifespan that we see for most people keeping a router, or when the next generation of technology comes along, it could well be 40 or 50 devices. So we always ask customers to look at those 2 parts of the equation and then really aim for something that would still be workable in 3 or 4 years' time. And I think that's where the new DIR-X5460 that you're talking about really comes into play. The top of the line, and will last you for some time in the future.
One of the products you brought out in the past, and it seems to be a trend by yourself and other vendors making routers for the home, is to include a subscription to a security package that provides parental controls and things like that. You've got a McAfee option in your lineup of products. Is it important to have that in all of the routers you're selling, or is it just important for customers to understand that, look, if they want added security, buy this one. If they want this level of security and this level of control, buy this one. And how does a customer sort of determine which one that they need?
It's a really good question. It's a very difficult question for a lot of people to think about. Most people, generally speaking, are pretty happy as long as they've got, good antivirus, good anti-malware throughout their devices in the home. But also things like smart plugs, for example, and there's many, many different varieties on the market, are generally a pretty dumb device. They turn things on and they turn things off, and you can set up schedules to do that. Outside of that, not much more that they really do. So having a way to protect that device becomes more and more critical. Same thing with security cameras. So, obviously you really don't want people coming into your network and potentially gaining access to your security cameras. So having a level of parental control, having a level of security on the router is a bonus, to try and stop people coming into those other devices. Of course, most routers have got NAT, which is sort of a very basic level of security, and you certainly have to have that by default, and all of them ship with that. But having additional security is just more peace of mind.
Is business getting harder for you? Because this product that you're selling, the 5400 AX, I would have expected to pay for a similar kind of product in the market about $800 or $900 about 4 or 5 years ago. You're selling this at under $500. Does that mean that business is getting harder for you?
Not really. I mean, we're in a very lucky position, I'll be honest. Obviously, a lot of people right now are in a pretty tough space, and a lot of people are obviously working from home. So we're one of the few companies, I think, in this current pandemic that have, I wouldn't say benefited, but have certainly been able to continue doing business. And certainly continue, helping and supporting our customers. We've certainly seen parts of our business take a real hit, especially in that small business space where a lot of them are closing. But obviously on the flip side, we're seeing more and more people, working from home, and so their requirements for fast internet and fast internet connection or connectivity within the home has become more critical for Zoom calls and team calls like you saw before. We always believe in giving great value to customers. There are absolutely products out in the market that are $8, $9, more than $1,000 that can, effectively do the same type of thing. But we're a reputable brand. We provide fantastic support, 24/7 support for the life of the product, and a great warranty on all of our consumer products as well. And we're a local. So we want to continue to support our customers and give them the devices that they need to not only get better speed and range, but also to help protect their business and their home as well.
All right, DIR-X5460, that's the product name. It is a really, really feature-packed solution for your home. And if you've got NBN in your home and you're wondering, how do I improve the in-home experience with my internet? How do I get features that are of benefit today, but I'll also get benefit from over the next 4 to 5 years especially, then this is definitely worth a look. And at under $500, it is what I consider affordable as well. Graeme Reardon, Managing Director, D-Link Australia and New Zealand. Always good to have a chat about what new products you're bringing out, but also talking about some of those features that we can know more about as well. We appreciate your time today.
Great to see you, Charlie. Take care.